Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to vanish, not in fear but in awe? To leave behind every distraction, every deadline, every noise, and step into a place that doesn't just whisper serenity, it sings it? Well, we found it. An island so remote, so untouched, so exquisitely hidden, that even its name is never spoken publicly. It costs over $10,000 a night, and yet, what you receive in return is beyond wealth. You don't just stay here. You return from here, changed. We began in Malé, the Maldivian capital, a city buzzing with motorbikes, ferries, and sun-washed colors. But within minutes of landing, we were whisked through a private customs experience and into a lounge so quiet, it felt like a portal. From there, a seaplane. But not just any. A custom-outfitted model with lie-flat leather seats, chilled towels, and a curated playlist that shifted as we flew. The route, 400 kilometers into the open ocean. No other resorts in sight, only deep blue. And the horizon. An hour passed, then 90 minutes. And just as we began to wonder if the island was real, there it was. A whisper of green, a sliver of white, a secret surfacing from the Indian Ocean. There are no harbors, no signs, no boats tied to docks. We landed on a floating platform in open water, where a barefoot host awaited us with a warm smile and a chilled lemongrass towel. There's no check-in here. Instead, they look you in the eyes and ask, "What are you ready to let go of?" That's how it begins. Our villa was more than architecture. It was intention, made physical. Suspended over water, with retractable walls that disappeared into the wind, it blurred the line between inside and out. The ceiling soared. The scent was warm. Sandalwood, citrus, sea. A private pool mirrored the horizon. A soaking tub open to the stars. Every detail here whispered craftsmanship, bespoke ceramics, locally woven fabrics. Lighting that followed the sun's arc, slowly dimming, never jarring. Handwritten welcome notes, personalized teas, custom-blended oils matching our emotional energy. Even the mattress had been engineered for restorative sleep, calibrated after a short consultation with our wellness concierge. Yes, sleep here is a science and a ritual. We were introduced to Lena, our villa host, or as they call them here, guardian of space. She didn't offer a tour. She offered a moment. She stood barefoot beside the infinity deck and said, "This is your sanctuary. You decide how it lives." And then she vanished, leaving only silence and the ocean. Here, there are no restaurants, no buffets, no printed menus. Each day begins with a soft knock on the villa door. A chef, a nutritionist, and a flavor guide. Someone who studies your mood, your cravings, your story. They ask, "What would feel delicious today?" Not, "What do you want to eat?" What would feel delicious? One morning, I described a memory, eating mangoes with lime as a child. By afternoon, a table had been set up under a banyan tree. We were served mango tartare with pink peppercorns, chilled hibiscus water, and a ceviche so fresh, the chef described the reef it came from by name. Another evening, I asked for something grounding, nostalgic. What followed was a moonlit meal on a sandbar. Freshly made gnocchi, aged Parmigiano cracked open at the table, a slow simmered saffron broth. Every dish told a story, and every story was ours. The island's sommelier later explained they carry no wine list, only a cellar of emotion bottles. Wines chosen not by year or vineyard, but by the kind of memory they're meant to pair with. We drank a 1975 Barolo under the stars, and tasted something like home. Time does not exist here in the way we know it. There are no clocks in the villa, no screens, no urgency. Days are measured by sunrises, by tides, by how your skin feels when kissed by salt water and sun. The island is wild, but gently so. It invites exploration, encourages stillness. There are no roads, only sand paths flanked by orchids and banyan trees. We wandered barefoot through the jungle, guided by a naturalist who speaks the language of trees. He showed us a palm that only flowers once every 30 years, and a coral bloom that glows at night. At the heart of the island lies a sacred circle, a meditation space surrounded by lotus ponds. Every guest is invited, once per stay, to sit in silence under the full moon. It's not about spirituality, it's about presence. One morning, we swam with manta rays, not in a tourist group, but as guests of the sea. Our guide sang into the water, calling them by sound. They arrived, wings spread wide, dancing in slow celestial spirals. I cried in my mask. I wasn't alone. Then there's the spa. Hidden in limestone cliffs, its treatments are based on ancestral Maldivian healing, crystal therapy, island herbs, breathwork. My treatment began with a storytelling ceremony, where the healer listened to my energy, then created a massage using warmed conch shells and ocean salt. I've never felt more held, more human, more whole. On our fourth night, they offered something few guests experience: the journey to silence. We were led by lantern light to a floating pavilion, surrounded by ocean. Here, we would spend the night, alone. No lights, no sound, no phones, just the stars. Just breathe, just the awareness of being alive. They left us with a journal, a pot of calming tea, and a note that said, "Everything you are seeking is already inside you. Let the silence show you." What followed was the deepest sleep I've ever known. Not because I was tired, but because for the first time in years, I felt complete. When the time comes to leave, it doesn't feel like departure. It feels like emergence. You return, not just rested, not just sun-kissed. You return remembered, by yourself. On our final morning, the staff arranged a closing ceremony. We gathered on the northern tip, where two oceans meet. They handed us a hand-carved bowl and invited us to place inside it a word representing something we no longer needed. Mine was rush. We watched our bowls float away, lit by flame, drifting into the infinite sea. And in that moment, I knew this wasn't a vacation. It was a restoration, a reclamation, a return. You won't find this island on Google. You won't find it on TripAdvisor. You won't even find it on Instagram. Not really. Because this island doesn't want to be found. It wants to find you, when you're ready. And when it does, everything changes. If this journey moved you, subscribe to Luxe Quest. We take you to the places most people never even hear about. Private islands, floating palaces, nomadic sanctuaries of the soul. Not just travel, but transformation. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep exploring. This is Luxe Quest.